Welcome to the Utah Street Banter Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of the Utah Street Banter Podcast. I'm Elisha Jones with you here today, and I got Greg joining me again. Now, this is back-to-back weeks that it's just been me and Greg, and I don't know if that means that Cody, he's gone forever. Is he going to be our producer only? But we'll have to see how this one goes. I mean, if we get two good weeks in, we might have to kick him out for good.
Well, yeah, I mean, you listen to Cody's takes, and you realize why he's not here.
Exactly.
That's
it's
it.
like when the time comes to really step up, that's when you see me and Greg.
Exactly.
He's going to have real fun editing that part. If I'm going to listen back to this after this gets posted and see this all is cut out. He's going to have like
I'm
AI.
sure.
It's going to be some AI voice. Cody is great.
Yeah, exactly.
But just to get us started, just going over some stuff that's happening in baseball this week. It's about time for the All-Star break. It's crazy to think that already. The season in the summer's flown by. But here we are, and it just got announced this other day that the legend picks are in that Rob Manfred makes for the All-Star game. And one of them makes sense. One of them, I think it's just hilarious because it's a legend pick. I'll start with the one that's really funny. Bryce Harper. I understand. To be fair, I understand he probably should have just been on the All-Star team without having to be the legend pick. Should have.
Yeah.
And because it's in Philly, I think that's why the pick. But you've never seen the legend pick be used like this.
No, it's a little crazy, but I do understand it. As far as being in Philly, he didn't make the roster. I get it.
Yeah, and I just don't understand then why for like the American League we couldn't have seen like Tyler O'Neill get the legend pick or something like that. No, well, I'll get you on Tyler O'Neill later. That'll be
no comment.
The comment. But for the American League, it makes a lot more sense. Is Justin Verlander, who's pitched, I think, all of like 4 innings this year. Not done that great, but he's been hurt for almost the entire season. He's not going to play at the All-Star game, but this is what the legend pick's been used for. When Albert Pujols was there, Clayton Kershaw last year, you kind of got to see guys like this. And right after that got announced, Justin Verlander announced that this is his last season.
Yeah, I mean, it probably should have been 2 years ago, but I mean, as far as it goes, he was chasing 300 wins.
Yeah.
And everything, health his last 4 years really just hasn't been with him, but that makes sense. You're honoring for what he's contributed.
Yeah. And it makes sense. And when you say like the health hasn't been on his side, granted, he is, I don't know exactly how old he is, but he's on the other side of 40.
Yes.
And I'm sure you know this. Once people start, like I just know with like, I feel like once men get to the other side of 40, there's a little bit more like moaning and grunting, like getting off the couch, getting out of bed or something like that.
I have no clue.
You have no clue.
No clue.
But you still got like another 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, there you go. We're going to move on from this segment.
But I think it's cool that they're going to honor him with that. And it's really crazy because like, maybe it's not as crazy for you, but like the people I grew up watching, like they're all like kind of starting to retire now. It's like that long wave of like Clayton Kershaw. He was in the league almost my entire career, my entire life. Justin Verlander is the same way. Max Scherzer, he's on his way out soon.
Yeah.
A lot of those like really good pitchers that defined the 2010s, they're making their way out.
Yeah, I mean, there's not too many guys from that era left. And honestly, when you look back or you look through it, those guys you just named are surefire Hall of Famers. But more importantly, they were close to setting those benchmarks that we all talk about in as far as pitching wins and stuff like that. There's not a lot of guys out there like that after those guys are gone.
No, we were kind of, like you said with the benchmarks, they were close to approaching it, and sadly, like Verlander, he's not going to get to 300 wins. But I think these are probably the last guys we'll ever see that got close to it.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
I don't believe you'll ever see someone get 300 wins in their career again, or unless something crazy happens. 3,000 strikeouts, that one's more achievable that's probably the most achievable milestone.
Yes.
But really, any other pitching milestone you're not going to see.
Yeah, 3,000 strikeouts. I definitely think you can see as long as a pitcher can stay healthy.
Yeah, when you got someone like Jacob Mizrowski, he's already up to like 170 strikeouts this season.
Yeah, and the way baseball swing and miss is going in baseball.
Oh yeah,
I can definitely see that. The wins, it's become such a bullpen game.
Yeah.
If you get 5 innings, I mean, Lord, we had a perfect game going the other day, and through 7 innings, they pull him and they lose.
Yeah. Let's talk about that actually, because we don't have that down on our notes, but I do want to talk about that. Did you hear what Clayton McCullough, the manager for the Marlins, said after the game about that?
No, no.
He said that he was like kind of summarize. He was like looking for the best interest for the team and for the pitcher, and not trying to, I understand the whole health thing, but if I'm a pitcher and I'm throwing a perfect game, I don't want to be taken out unless I give up a hit or something like that. If I'm a fan at the game, I want to watch him go out there until his arm falls off or he gives up a hit. That's kind of there's circumstances where the analytics you gotta have feel.
Yeah,
And
I think, yeah, I agree. 7 innings, 7 complete innings. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, he made it to the 6th to start the 7th. You got 2 innings left. What Boston did the other a week ago or so with Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray stayed out there, had a no-hitter going until I think it was the 8th, I think. He gave up a hit and they took him out.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it's something you just don't see achieved very often. 5 more, 10 more pitches, even 20 more pitches. I don't think that's gonna make the career or anything like that.
No, that's not gonna end he's
Yeah.
he's not gonna fall apart because
Yeah.
And then I mean, granted, retrospect, you look at it, if the pitcher that came in didn't immediately give up runs, like right after he came in,
Yes.
or maybe they end up winning that game, it's not as big of a story or something like that. But what are you gonna do? I know if I'm a manager, I'm not pulling out.
No.
I mean, I'm letting you go until you give up a hit.
Yeah, exactly.
But not really any shocking news. Dawn Rushing is in more controversy. Seems to be something he's very familiar with this season, and got into a little scuffle at home plate with Cole Carrick on the Rockies, and it kind of was a whole thing. And now him and the Dodgers kind of been very active on social media and like the radio about the whole situation, because I'm sure if you don't know too much about him, I'm sure you're at least familiar with like the whole John Boy. They do the lip readings and different stuff like that, and they do a whole bunch of other stuff on social media. But put out a video about the thing, and I think they made like a tweet or a whatever you call it on X now. I guess it's not Twitter anymore, but they put out a thing saying like, guess who's like in another controversy again. And then the Dodgers after the game, because he hit a walk-off, said, well, guess who's involved in another walk-off again, like poking fun at it. And then he actually came out on the radio and like kind of came at them and saying like, yeah, they can do whatever they want, I don't really care, which I thought it was a fine response from him about it. But he almost seems like okay in this persona that he's built, and I can't tell if it's a persona that he's like built up for that outside, or if his teammates really like probably are sick of this, because there's been some stuff with him and Shohei Ohtani that Shohei kind of seems sick of him.
Yeah, that's probably your biggest issue, is whether or not he likes him as a catcher. But this goes to the bigger issue with a few guys in baseball. Rushing the other night made no sense the way he acted. The guy scored a run and he didn't say anything, and he even turned around and said, I wasn't talking to you. And Rushing got all stupid about it. But you take Wilson Contreras, for instance. He obviously doesn't know how to act either. He got into that with the Washington Nationals pitcher. And being a Cubs fan, Contreras for years has had the attitude and acted stupid and ran his mouth.
Yeah.
But when someone says something back to him, all of a sudden he wants to fight. And this isn't his first time. It's 2 or 3 times this year that he's acted like this. I just think in baseball in general, first of all, if we're all going to run out on the field, let's just start fighting and finish it. But more important,
I will say it's been a while since there's been an actual punch thrown on it.
Yes. Yeah, it has been. But I just think the whole Rushing thing, as Contreras and everything, and you guys, if you're going to stand up there and show up pitchers, or you're going to run your mouth, or you're going to talk about people, be prepared for people to say it back. And
yeah,
that's just how it goes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And in other Dodgers news, Ohtani, he did hit his 300th career home run the other day. It's a cool milestone. And I saw, actually, this is a relation to your Cubs. Saw a thing on Instagram the other day, and it was comparing who do you think's more valuable to a team. Uh, Take two players that are statistically very similar on their batting stats. One, though, can throw 200 innings with a 2.5 ERA. The other can have the best defense in baseball and play in the field every single game. Which do you prefer?
God, that is tough. I mean, I'm torn. I don't know which. I mean, you're getting 2 for 1. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why he got paid $700 million, because he is a 2 for 1. He's a pitcher.
Yeah.
He takes up one roster spot, and you got 2 guys out of it. I mean, I love Pete Crow. I love a guy that goes out every day and plays defense, and his defense is Gold Glove caliber defense. But man, to have a guy who can hit 300, hit 50 home runs, drive in 100 runs, and then go out every 5-6 days with a 250 ERA. Yeah, I think you got to look at Shohei.
That's what I figured, because I saw there was a couple Cubs fans I saw trying to defend Pete Crow Armstrong and say that they because I mean, if you're looking at it, they're probably two of the front runners for NL Cy Young right now, or sorry, for MVP,
yeah.
not Cy Young.
Yeah.
But and you look at it, it's just Pete Crow Armstrong. I mean, he's having a great season, but he can save only so many outs in a game playing center field.
Yes.
Shohei Ohtani can save a lot more up on the mound.
Well, and take it even one step further. If you take both teams to make the playoffs, Shohei's going to impact every game as Pete Crow can, but Shohei's going to have a double impact in the series when he gets on the mound in a short series once. In a 7-game series, he could be on the mound twice.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, yeah, it is crazy to think about. There's a potential that Shohei Ohtani's throwing, like, say the Dodgers make the World Series, Shohei Ohtani pitching 15 innings in a World Series.
Yeah.
While DHing every day too.
I mean, he could throw game 1, game 2, and game 7. I mean, that's what it could be. So
yeah, it's crazy. Another guy that's going off right now is Junior Caminero. He's just having an insane season. He's been on a tear the past couple weeks, and he's going to be in the home run derby. Got announced, but I just think it's really interesting because I feel like stars get buried sometimes in certain teams, and like there was the whole talking point for years. It felt like was Jose Ramirez was underrated, and I feel like part of that talking point was because he was on the Guardians and in Cleveland. People forget about the Midwest sometimes, and I don't agree with that. I think he's properly rated. I think everyone knows how good he is. But then you look at Junior Caminero, who's so young. Had one really good season last year. He's now starting in an all-star game. And I just think it's really crazy what he can do. And do you know, could you name me the Rays that have started multiple all-star games? Because he also started last year.
I don't know if there is one.
There isn't. It's just Junior Caminero.
Yeah.
And only his age 22 or 23 season, he's already broke a Rays record, started in multiple all-star games. I mean, God forbid he doesn't get hurt or something.
He's filthy.
Yeah.
I mean, and he is.
Yeah, and it is crazy to think, too, is they got him originally from the Guardians. And back in 2023, I believe it was, if the Angels had decided to trade Shohei Ohtani to the Rays that year like they wanted, he would have been on the Angels. So according to what it says,
that.
Yeah, you can't go out and pitch for him. That was strong.
I mean, but though the point you made just before about Ramirez being overlooked, Junior's overlooked too. Just like there's anytime you're on small market to even medium market teams, unless you're Paul Skeens on Pittsburgh or something like that, or you're the pitcher for the Brewers. Those teams, you're just not being put out there unless you do something crazy. And I mean, you even look at the Astros. The Astros have won the World Series. Yordan Alvarez is killing it this year. Incredible season.
Killing it.
But outside of baseball fans, how many people talk about him? I mean,
No,
everybody knows Trout, Shohei, those
yeah,
guys.
Aaron Judge.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way I feel like a lot of people thought. Junior Caminero is a Yankee. He's the best player in baseball.
He's on every billboard in New York.
100%. 100%.
I mean, yeah, big difference.
Yeah. There's conversations about Caminero being the face of the franchise over Judge because Judge is hurt.
Yeah.
Like that's how good he is. But
Exactly.
yeah. So I do have a little bit of a trivia question before we get into anything Orioles related. I guess this is Orioles related. But I'm going to read off this person's accolades. And I'm going to go to a story about his accolades and stuff and see if you think he'd be a good fit for the Orioles. So currently there's a free agent. He's a 4-time MVP, a 22-time All-Star. He's won the MVP for the championship series 4 times. Do you think the Orioles should go after someone like that? Someone with that caliber of play?
He's got to be 50 years old now.
Well, he's not 50. He's in his 40s. But the problem is he does not play baseball. It's LeBron James.
Oh, God.
Do you think the Orioles should go after LeBron?
No, I don't
No,
think
you don't think so? I don't know. Michael Jordan kind of could.
Yeah, but there might have been gambling accusations while he played baseball.
Yeah. It was the 90s.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. I just thought that was funny because, I mean, everyone's with the World Cup, everyone's always talking about, well, soccer was the main priority. LeBron James would be out playing for Team USA for soccer right now.
Oh, yeah. No, you're 100% right.
Yeah. That's so I really like it when people try to say that. And everyone's like, yeah, LeBron James is like 6'8" or whatever. He's going to go play on Team USA on the soccer team. And then it's like, oh, who's the best player in the world? This 5'8" Argentinian.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I don't know if the size necessarily matters that much.
No.
Okay, moving on to Orioles stuff. So, it's been rough. It's been real rough. Currently, heading in to the series against, in the Chicago, we were quite a few games below 500.
Mm-hmm.
It was not looking good. Going into that series, we were 42 and 49. Mm-hmm. And I don't have faith for the series. I dropped game 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if we swept. We're not playing great. I mean, the White Sox, granted, they're doing good, but we got beat up by them. We were able to do decent against the Reds, but the Reds are looking just as rough as us, if not rougher. And I don't know really what to take against these series against the Reds and the Nationals and the White Sox.
I can tell you. I let me stop you.
Okay, go ahead.
I can tell you what to take from this. Take the fact that both of those teams had to rebuild. All three, really, even the Reds. The Reds are slower in that progress. But if you take and you compare the Nationals, the White Sox, and the Orioles right now, who's farther along in their rebuilding?
We are. Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, and that right now the Orioles look like they may have to start another process.
Yeah, which is bad because our farm system's not in a great shape right now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and it's not a Debbie Downer, but yeah, I mean that's the sad part there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Sadly, I agree. I don't want to agree, but I do.
No,
it's just yeah. I mean, I don't know really. We look rough, and like the Nationals, I'm close to becoming a Nationals fan because that's a fun team to watch, man. Their offense is crazy.
A lot of young.
I'm a big fan
stars.
of James Wood.
Oh well, I mean Wood, C.J. Abrams. They have a lot of young talent. I mean, they've had to trade. They traded the left-hander to the Rangers this year,
Mackenzie Gore.
You think about what they've hit on. I mean, they've hit on some extremely good, and not just hit. Those guys are producing at the major league level.
Yeah.
So
no, absolutely. Like I mean, yeah. You look at it back when they traded away Juan Soto. Everyone was, what the heck are they doing? Right. It worked.
Yeah,
it worked because they weren't going to do any better than they did the past few years with Juan Soto on the team.
No, and these guys are probably signable too for them.
Yeah.
At this point, but no, I just that's the sad part. When you look at where I think it speaks to a bigger thing for the Orioles to bring it all back. Yes, this might be a bad year right now, but are you hopeful? And as an Orioles fan, you're always going to be hopeful. But if you're like a Nationals fan, you're like, add a pitcher? Dude, we can compete in the American League. I mean, in the National League East.
100%.
I mean, the White Sox were leading. I don't know if they're still leading the division, but they were leading the division. And this is after going through a rebuild and getting rid of this guy and that guy. It does bring in the question about Elias, about how the Orioles progress their guys through the minor leagues into the major league club. And one, are they great at talent evaluators? Or two, are they good at development? Because it seems like when they reach the major leagues, there is a big stop sign.
Yeah, and I think if we were to rebuild, I think one key thing would be putting a hospital in the stadium. That's also a problem. But no, I mean, you're completely right.
You're right.
If you look at all these teams that you're talking about, even say the Nationals, they have Mackenzie Gore. And I mean, granted, outside that, they didn't really have any pitchers, but they still had those key pieces at pitching. Look at the White Sox. They have some good pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Orioles. Other than 1 year of Corbin Burns and getting lucky on a Cobb Radish trade, what pitching have we gotten that was like us doing something?
Now, and that's that. I mean, we'll be addressing that later, but yeah, that's just something that I mean, I'm still hopeful for a few of their guys. You know, I was having discussion, and I believe it was with my brother the other night. And he was talking about the guy they just brought up. He's been up there for about a few weeks. He was their top pitching prospect, the Orioles. What's his name? He's up there.
Gibson.
Yeah. And I was talking about him, and I didn't even know who was pitching. And he was telling me the box score. And I said, that's Gibson. He says, I like him. I said, watch him pitch. Watch how hard he works to throw strikes. I said, when you watch pitchers who become really good, they don't work hard. It's easy. And we had a discussion about Young. And we went and watched him last year when he gave up those home runs to Stowers and stuff. And my brother hated him. Oh, he's terrible. I said, he's got easy stuff, though. I said, if he can control it, he's got easy stuff. And now this year, you're starting to see that.
Yeah.
You know, the other guy, I just think works too hard. And they tabbed him as their top prospect. I just don't see it. I think he's going to be a fit. I hope he's not. I don't wish that on anybody. I just don't see.
Yeah.
And that's where you look. I mean, that's development. And that's a tough one.
Yeah. That's one that you don't even, where does that start? That the issue is it some of the coaches? Is it Elias? Where and the multitude of it is it? But
yeah.
I don't know. But I do want to talk about one of the bright notes on the team, and it's Adley Rutschman. He is the lone all-star for the Orioles. And I mean, he's having a really good, a really good season.
Yeah, he is.
And I just, this is what you want to see from Adley Rutschman. We had the down years for the past 2 seasons, was it, that he was really struggling? But I mean, yeah, he was all-star 2023, 2024, and now all-star this year. But he's batting at 259, 777 OPS, a 117 OPS plus, which is well above league average. But when you look at it from the perspective that he's a catcher and what he can do with the pitching staff, I think he's still a plus defender behind the plate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a really good player. And really what that brings me to, it raises the question, who's the face of the Orioles right now? Is it Adley Rutschman?
No. It's Gunnar Henderson.
It's Gunnarsson?
It's still Henderson.
Because that's, I mean, you look at it, from the moment Adley was drafted, he was the face. When he was still playing on the Delmarva Shorebirds, he was the face of the Orioles. He was the future. Came up, he did good. And then when Gunnar got here, Gunnar kind of took over. He was good, obviously. Mm-hmm. And everyone was expecting him to have high potential, but he exceeded all of that. And Adley started going on that downhill, and they kind of swapped spots there. Now they kind of swapped again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting to see. The one interesting note I do have about the Orioles All-Star is if you look up Pete Alonso, he did not make the All-Star team this year. And that's the first time since 2021 he won't be an All-Star.
I don't really think he was an all-star. I mean, he's had a solid season for the Orioles, which you were hoping for. But that brings us to really the conversation of what is an all-star. But we'll go past that. But he's I mean, I just think you have other guys who are probably, to me, more deserving in
Yeah.
the American League.
No, I agree. Like, I know Wilson Contreras, he just got the nod a couple days ago as a reserve.
Yeah.
And I think he deserves it more.
Yeah, I mean, he's hitting. I mean, you have a lot of guys who in the American League who Rice for the Yankees. I mean, he'll probably be Rushman's teammate in about a month.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
But I mean, this is where you're at with Adley. Adley deserved it. I think when he's healthy, he makes a difference. And
absolutely.
he has even the 2 down years. It's injuries.
Yeah.
When he's healthy, he's a difference maker. And I think, and he's proven it time and time again. So
yeah,
he deserved it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I do completely agree. So that does lead us now. We've known what's gone wrong really this whole first half of the season, all the struggles. We're back, I believe, as of recording this, we have an identical record to what we had last season at this point. So how can the Orioles climb their way back up to the playoffs?
They can't. I just don't understand this team. I don't understand lineups. They can't hit. They just cannot hit.
Or if nights they can hit, they can't pitch.
They can't pitch. But when you look at a team that gets, I'll tell you what, they're playing a team right now. Or they're going into the series with the Cubs. And this is a perfect example for me. The Cubs pitching staff sucks. It might be bottom 5 in baseball right now. All the injuries and everything we've had. And now they did get Boyd back and they should get Steele back at the beginning of August and stuff like that. So they might get some help. But if you look at 2 things they do well, they play defense and they hit as a team. No, their batting average isn't 300 as a team or anything. But when you look up and down their lineup, they get contribution night in, night out. And they don't have guys hitting 189, 192 that are playing every day.
These playoff teams don't have that.
No. And you know, they settle. I tell you what, when the Cubs took off, they settled on Pete Crow this third time now because they've had 2 different waves of really good, really bad, really good. Yeah. Now they're kind of back on this good wave again. But when they settled on Crow staying in the leadoff spot and giving them energy at the top of the order again and kind of getting guys in their natural spot, and they've really taken back off, even with the pitching staff, that the bullpen's not great. Starters have been injured, which brings me back to the Orioles. I look at the Orioles right now. The starters aren't horrible. We've talked about that before. The starters have actually been, the bullpen can be questionable at times, but it's not been bad.
Yeah.
But as a pitcher, how would you feel if you stepped on that mound every night, knowing that you don't know if your team can score 2 runs?
It's a thing that they could come out and they have the potential to score 10 runs.
Yeah.
And they do that occasionally, very rarely. But more than likely what's going to happen is you get those 6 scoreless innings, and it'd be a tie game when you come out of the game, or or you give up those 6 innings of 1-run ball, and you're going to get a loss.
Yeah, you're 100% right. It's just, now on a bright spot, I will say one thing, and you know, I have disliked this guy, but he is consistent. He
sure is.
He had a really good start for them.
He's decent.
Yeah, and
For those of you that haven't tuned in, that you don't know Greg's sarcasm quite as well as I do, he's talking about Dean Kramer.
Yeah.
He's a known Dean Kramer hater.
But he's been pretty decent. And
Yeah.
I mean, so the pitching staff has given him a chance.
Yeah.
But you got 3 or 4 guys in your lineup consistently hitting below 200.
Yeah.
That means there's a lot of swing and miss, not moving guys around. And bigger than that, it's not just the guys below 200. It's look at the on-base percentages. Man, you got guys that just aren't getting on base. Like so you don't have RBI opportunities. And I think that's where, and I still, for the life of me, have not figured out how Blaze Alexander hasn't moved to a point in the order.
Still batting 7 or 8. It's utterly ridiculous.
You know,
I understand. I don't know if it's the mindset that we need to let Gunnar stay where he is to figure it out. But okay, you coach high school baseball, right? And granted, high school baseball season's much shorter.
Yeah.
But if you have what's supposed to be your star player, and halfway through the season, he is just not hitting, are you going to keep him in that same? And like, it's looks bad. You're going to move him.
Yes, we had that instance for the team I was coaching 2 years ago. We went into it. We knew how lineup was going to be, how the defense was going to be. And by about 5 games in, which would be the length of what well,
yeah.
I mean, because you're playing 18 games. Oh, we just weren't getting anything. And people looked at it and people questioned me, and I switched it up. And it totally changed our team around. We ended up winning, our division. But it was sometimes you just got to make changes.
Yeah.
Feelings might get hurt, but at some point.
Look, I mean, we got to understand, either Gunnar Henderson isn't the player that we thought he was, and he was fluky for 2 seasons, fluky good, or he's going to be worth the $400 million that we're not going to be able to afford him anyway. So if you hurt his feelings, you hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
This isn't the NBA. He's not going to go and be like Jaylen Brown. I won't play if you don't trade me. That doesn't happen. Like, it's not like that.
Yeah. I just think
he can't be too upset that you move him down to the 5 hole.
Yeah, and honestly, that's where he belongs.
Yeah, and it's not like, because that's the good, like, you look at it, he's still the 5th or 6th best hitter on this team because that's how bad the offense is.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's going down to bat 9th or 8th.
Yeah.
But Blaze Alexander should be batting 2nd at this.
And you do see different pitches as you move in the order. How people pitch you, it does change. And I just think the direction of this team at this point, for years, we've banged on the Orioles pitching. Well, pitching, honestly, hasn't been their worst part this year.
If you gave the Nationals the Orioles pitching, they're the best team in baseball.
Oh, yeah, because Nationals bullpen.
Their offense, their bullpen and their starters are the sub 5 of baseball, and their offense is the best of it. Like, if you gave them the Orioles pitching, which is just pretty about middle of the road, they're a World Series contending team.
Yes, I couldn't agree more with you.
So what if we do that? Let's pull a swap. We'll trade we'll combine. It will be like Masson. We'll just the team that we'll call it. What are we gonna call it? I don't know what we'll call it, but the O's and the Nats will fuse into one for this season, and we'll go win a World Series. Each team will have half a banner in their stadium.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the only way either one's probably gonna win anything.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's the. I just don't see. I mean, do you think the Orioles can make the playoffs? Realistically,
okay. And I think so. I said what? It was probably 2 months ago. Said that the Orioles were dead, and I had no faith in them. And it was early, and I thought they were gonna prove me wrong because they got in a hot streak right after I said that. But now this is what I saw in May. This is what we all saw in May.
Yes.
It just people didn't want to admit it. And look, I'm looking at the Orioles schedule. Say they come in and they beat up the Royals before the All-Star break, and then they beat up the Astros and the Red Sox, win 10 in a row coming out of the All-Star break, and they're above 500 then. If this team catches fire, I could believe they do it. But it's to the point in the season where it has genuinely, that's the only way to turn around is you win 10 games in a row right now. It's for you to avoid being sellers at the deadline, you have to win 18 of your next 20.
Oh, I
agree. It's like heading into the early August. Like that's where you're at as a team. And don't believe they could do that.
Yeah,
If they do go on some crazy hot streak, there's enough of this team that I see that they could contend. But I don't think they could get to that point.
No, I agree.
And with that means that we're probably going to be sellers at the deadline. And there's a couple players I think are there's one player I think would definitely be traded. The rest of these are probably going to. And one I'm not sure about is Rico Garcia. I think you just got to ride the hot wave with him. I mean, he was killer early on this year, and then he struggled, but he's still a really good reliever. I think you could find a team that want him.
Yeah.
Trevor Rogers only got he's a free agent after this season. Might as well. He's not going to be on the team next year. Well, there's not going to be baseball next year, but that we won't worry about. But might as well trade him. Try to get anything you can from him. Try to get pitching prospects.
Right.
Pitching. We have in our farm system, Ike Irish is killing it. You still have like Wahiwa Aloyu, one of the Golden Spikes last year. You have Enrique Bradfield Jr. still down there. You have all of our former top prospects and top picks are all batters. Get pitching.
Yep.
That's all you need. You need pitching prospects. Taylor Ward, he's a free agent. Unless you know that you're signing him to an extension, trade him.
Yep.
I guess that's the same thing with Rogers. Unless you have like a deal with him that you're signing him, trade him.
Yep, I agree.
Even Ryan Helsley, if someone comes and offers something for Helsley, he might be hurt. I don't care. Trade him.
Yes.
He wasn't good enough for me to want to keep him around.
Yes.
It's just that there's not as many pieces as we had in the past because a lot of our bullpen is young guys are not good enough to be wanted. Like no one wants Keegan Aiken. And we're not going to trade like Nunez or something like that. He's not been good enough to trade, but we wouldn't want to get rid of a young guy anyway. But the only thing, the name I keep seeing being thrown around is Cano. And the only reason I don't think we're going to trade Cano is because we didn't trade him last year. And we traded everyone last year.
Yes, you did.
If we didn't get rid of him last year, there was a reason. I think they like Cano. Cano's been good. And Cano's not a free agent until 2029. I think there's a reason that we've kept him. Unless, and I could be completely wrong, we sell everyone again.
Well, he's a controllable piece, which is huge. And I just think the big thing with the Orioles, two things when it comes to this trade deadline. One is you have a glut of outfielders. You have a glut of young players. Taylor Ward's not helping you win a championship. Trevor Rogers, if he can get any low A pitching back, get it. Go
get the 14th ranked prospect in the Royal system.
Yeah, because you never know.
Yeah.
But at this point, I've kind of been beating this wagon in the last few years with the Orioles is you have to put Dylan Beavers out there every day. Colton Cowser every day. Kerstad, if he's up there every day. You have to see in 60 games, hey, this is what it looks like. Is this our future? Or we have to go spend money. And then but they've never fully committed to doing that.
No, never. They keep staying in that state of limbo. Like, I mean, you're getting to the point where this is your last season. Like that you have one more off season for next season to decide. Is this the team? Is this the core?
Yeah.
Because if it's a thing you say, I know we lose Adley after this off season, whether we resign him or not, you still have a good enough core with Westberg come back from injury.
Yes.
You can build around that. You'll have Alonso for the next 4 years.
Yes.
You can build around that core, get the bench bats that you need, get good backups, maybe get another outfielder if you don't want to have, say you don't want to rely on Kerstad. Go get a good one that's not Tyler Neal. Go get a solid outfielder.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's very simple. It should be clearly outlined, but they don't do it. I don't understand why they don't make the moves to do that. But I mean, like I said, we're at the point. If you don't make a move and you don't try to shoot for a championship, if you don't try to go World Series or bust next season, you scrap it all.
Oh no, I agree. But this is something that the Orioles, and I am a firm believer. Unless you have Dodgers money, Mets money, and Mets money has been a complete failure.
Yeah.
I mean, even Yankee money has been not great. I mean, are they winning realistically? With their payroll, I just, the Dodgers, when you look at what has happened in baseball, has been about one of the few teams who has spent the money, but also developed guys at the same time. And that is why they are successful.
Yeah, half their team is people they like. A lot of yes, granted, half their team is worth $5 trillion,
Exactly.
and they spent a buttload of money on it. But the other guys they've worked with, like, I don't feel like people understand how big of a role people like Kike Hernandez, who's not making that much money, he plays a huge role to that team.
Every year.
Look at Will Smith and Dalton Rushing. They
Yes.
developed both of those guys.
Yes.
Max Muncy, that was years of hard work to get him where he is now.
But
like
the center fielder,
Paez, yeah.
Paez, he's from their system. I mean, it's not like they're going out. The one thing the Dodgers have, and if you look at the top like 15 prospects in baseball right now, I think they have two of them right now.
Yeah.
This is something that they've gotten really good at, and they identified the pieces where they needed to change, and they spent a boatload of money on it. But they're still developing guys.
Yeah.
Going back to the White Sox, man, the White Sox stripped it down about as bare as you could get. But, they developed the pitching, and they've got some of that now. And that's just, take a team like Cleveland. Baltimore's got more money than Cleveland. Cleveland wins every year because of development. And if they do trade a guy, they get guys back who can play. I mean, Quan could be gone at the trade deadline. I guarantee they will get back one or two players that end up on their team in 1 or 2 years.
Yeah. And they'll probably still make the playoffs.
Exactly.
And this is the other thing with the Guardians. So you say the Orioles have more money. What have the Guardians done? When you have a Jose Ramirez type player, you pay him still. They still pay the guys that they need to pay.
And I mean, they're in the playoffs every year. That's what.
Yeah. And that's what I'm really intrigued to see how this deadline goes, because the one guy I did mention is Adley Rutschman. I don't want us to trade him, and I don't think we should. I really feel like we would have to be on a big losing streak. It would be hard to justify it if you're Mike Elias, if we're not farther back than 500 than we are now. Because say we have even just like a little bit above mediocre run, and we're 5 games below 500, and we're 3 games out of a wild card spot come the deadline, then you could still justify that we're fighting for it. Mike Elias has said he wants to push all the dials. He wants to go for it. Realistically, it's not going to happen, but it's harder to justify an Adley Rutschman trade then.
You're trading.
It's going to rock the clubhouse and fan base.
Well, they're trading Rutschman. You would have signed him.
Yeah,
you would have signed him. And I hate to hear, oh well, he's going to be worth this. He's going to be worth that. Listen.
Yeah.
You said it earlier in this podcast. He was the face of the Orioles. He had 2 injury seasons. Realistically, that's what I
value.
Exactly. Yeah. Rutschman, when healthy, is a winner. I can tell you right now, you put him on any other ball club, and you put him in the 2-hole, the 5-hole, the 7-hole, and if he handles your pitching staff and he's healthy, you're going to win, because that's what type of player he is.
Yeah.
You're going to trade him because they're not going to re-sign him.
Yeah. Now, the problem with him that I see too is he's the type of guy with the Orioles, they're going to want too much for him, and they won't get what they want.
And I could actually see him not being traded because of that.
Yeah.
Overvaluing. Yep.
It's what they've done with all our prospects.
Yes, they have.
That's why we still have everyone on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know, but we'll see how it goes. Luckily, if you mark your calendars on the 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th of July, the Orioles can't lose. There's no games that day.
Exactly.
Yeah, home run derby on the 13th. I'm looking forward to see who's going to be in it. All-Star game on the 14th. Then a couple days off, and then we're hoping the Orioles are going to be better off by then. But probably not. We'll stay out somewhat optimistic.
Listen, you have to be optimistic. You need a spark. And that's what, that's all you're looking for is just a spark. Is something going to go with the Orioles to get them moving? I said it on one of the earlier podcasts this year. It was right around the World Baseball Classic. I loved Henderson coming into the season. I still think Henderson is the player that moves the dial, moves the needle for this team. If he can find any flash and get it burning, because he usually gets to his median most of the time. This team can have a chance to score, to at least think about a wild card spot. But you need a lot to go right, and I hope it does. It just,
you need everyone to click.
Yeah, they just keep. I mean, Holiday. Just, I don't know when you're ever going to see a spark out of him. Cowser, he got hot there for a little bit. I'm still trying to figure that out. And of course you with Henderson, and just, I'm waiting to see it. And I think everybody else is too.
Yeah. I don't know if did the lights get too bright for everyone? They know that the whole entire organization is on their shoulders. That's too much. I mean, look at Stowers. He was one of the top guys. You trade him away to the Marlins, where low expectations. The Marlins team killed it.
Yeah. Yeah, even Norby's playing. I mean, the shortstop / third baseman that you traded to the Brewers,
Ortiz.
He's playing. I mean, he's up in there and he's playing. I'm not saying they're superstars, but they're all playing.
They're all doing better than Kubi Mayo.
100%.
They're all doing better than Tyler O'Neill.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. I don't know. But we'll find out next week how the Orioles are doing. Like I said, we're going out with some positivity. We'll see. Maybe next week, maybe by the time we talk to you again, you listen to us, the Orioles haven't lost a game. And we're just right in the race. And we just traded for Yuri Perez from the Marlins or something stupid like that. Probably not. But maybe.
You never know.
You never know. You never know. Thank you guys for listening to yet another episode of the Utah Street Banter. Check us out on all of our socials. Got Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We got it everywhere. Like, comment, leave your thoughts. If you disagree and you think Dean Kramer's the best pitcher ever, tell Greg he's wrong. If you think we're going to trade Adley Rutschman, tell us. Tell us something, guys. Give us your thoughts. But thank you again for tuning in through another just rough season of Orioles baseball. We'll catch you guys next week. See ya.
See ya.